It looks like one of the biggest incentives behind the wildly popular Save Rec Room movement is the fact that items in Rec Room, on average, are a lot more expensive now. But that got me thinking. Everybody in the movement has been blaming this on corporate greed on Rec Room's part, and I'm not going to completely deny that, but I also want to be respectful towards the game developers, because I recently had a talk with some volunteer moderators, and apparently inflation is something that is happening in Rec Room's little token economy. It's a very real thing, and I'm going to explain it today. I'm sure that every now and then we all look at the hot page and we observe what kind of rooms are trending right now. And you'll notice that when you go to really almost any of them, you're almost bombarded with a ton of different options for buying things. In fact, some of these rooms just grant you a plethora of different custom shirts, an enormous catalog, all about 1,000 tokens each, just bombarding you from the moment you even enter the room. Well, if you know anything about Rec Room and how its creation stuff works, creators, within the past 2 years, have started getting paid for what they make in Rec Room. I'm gonna put the policy for this on screen right now so that you guys can all see how it works, but basically, tokens spent on items in a room made by a player are their own category, sort of like commerce tokens, we'll call them. And these commerce tokens essentially can be transferred into real money once you get enough of them. You see, it's pretty apparent that Rec Room wasn't expecting so many creators to add this many consumables and this many items and custom shirts into their rooms, so they're actually being forced to pay these creators a lot more. And it does not help at all that almost 75% of the rooms you see on the hot page are total coin dumpsters. Just farming your tokens left and right with constant transactions, cheap or wildly expensive, that Rec Room needs to cover for. They need to pay the creators in compensation for those transactions. And as the great Gribbly said in his recent AMA, Rec Room's a pretty small company, and even though they're pretty profitable, they're not profitable enough to cover all of those creators that are making content. So what are they doing? They're making items more expensive. To put this into the perspective, one of the only untouched items on the Rec Room store, and by untouched I mean something that hasn't really been altered since its release, is the permanent hair dyes. Back in about 2020, 2019, permanent hair dyes were 4,000 to 5,000 tokens, and they are still that price. And that 4,000 and 5,000 tokens, you used to be able to make in about 2 weeks. But now, because Rec Room Plus is required to get double token rewards on games, it can take up to 14 weeks. I've talked to many players about this, and for them to get thousands of tokens, it takes them ages. In fact, I've been so invested in this topic that for the past few weeks, I've been playing Rec Room nonstop, getting my daily challenges done, and all I have been able to make in 2 consecutive weeks is 1,300 tokens. Only 1,300 for 2 weeks. Essentially, Rec Room is gatekeeping all the token making to people who have Rec Room Plus, because Rec Room Plus is required to monetize almost all of your work that you do in Rec Room. So not only do you need Rec Room Plus to get a decent amount of tokens when you complete a Rec Room Original, which, by the way, I have. I only made 1,300 with Rec Room Plus. Someone without it could have made half of that in 2 weeks. You need Rec Room Plus to get a decent amount of tokens on Rec Room Original rewards, and you need Rec Room Plus to be able to monetize your rooms, inventions, currencies, all of that junk. My friend and I have been grinding on Rec Room these past few days relentlessly, playing Make It to Midnight, playing paintball, dodgeball, volleyball, bowling. These games, because they were so short, used to be super profitable, but now you're not even guaranteed a reward from every match. When I played laser tag today, I only got a reward for 3 out of the 7 laser tag games that I played. And only 2 of those 3 rewards that I got were tokens. The other one was a tray of lattes, and the tokens I got was around 200. Unfortunately, it seems that right now you can't buy the things you want in Rec Room without either seriously putting the work into it or getting Rec Room Plus. It's hard enough to get tokens as is, but it doesn't help that the more expensive items are only getting more expensive. And suddenly, it just becomes clear as to why so many people are buying Rec Room Plus. Unfortunately, it looks like Rec Room is trying to incentivize players into buying Rec Room Plus, not by making cool features exclusive to Rec Room Plus, but by downgrading regular features and forcing them behind a paywall. I actually want to propose a solution to this issue. I have this really big idea laid out that I want to show to the Rec Room staff, forward to them. When that video comes out, I want you all to send it to any volunteer mods or anybody that you know that can like communicate, because I feel like this idea could really help. I'm not going to get into depth about it today. I just wanted to talk about the fact that Rec Room inflation is a real thing. No, you will not be able to get most of the things you want just by playing Rec Room Originals. Those days are like fairly long gone. And now that one token is essentially as valuable as one ticket in laser tag, it's up to us players to express this with like forgiveness. You have to realize that this game, they may have made decisions that we disagree with, but they have to do it. They can't fumble that bag. They need to be able to do things that benefit them. So when you give them criticisms, instead of just saying, we hate this, try and offer a solution, because they only have so many brains on their team. You want to be respectful, you want to be kind, and you want to offer helpful solutions and suggestions so that in case they ever do find a way to fix these issues, they have a nice replacement that satisfies the players. That's all I had to talk about for today. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Mwah.